Hello everyone, this is Cao Yun Hao, metro number 251212. Today I'm going to discuss about the my project, which is Smart Door Monitoring System, and this is the assignment 2, which is requirement, specification, and presentation. And for the first part is requirement table. It covers two parts, which is functional requirements and non-functional requirements. For the functional requirements, we have total 5 parts. The first part is login part. Login, the system allow user to enter with correct ID and password, and also after the user enter the correct ID and password to login, the system will display main page with login successful. And also system will remind user to try again if the login with incorrect ID and password. And the register system allow user to register account if user need any account and an account, and also it will provide information table for user to fill in the details such as name, age, and phone number, so on. And the third part is connect with sensor. For the user first connection, the user's smartphone will look for the available sensor, which means the application should connect with sensor first, and after that, the sensor will the Bluetooth on user phone is start the sensor click the working button in order to let the sensor enter into the working mode. And the test simulation, the system will allow user to test the simulation of the SDMS application, which it means it will provide a button for user to click, like a test button. Once the user click the button, the application will goes into the test model, and the test model is to helping user to find out the sensors is it working properly. So once the sensor is working good, the system will promote the user that the test is successful if the sensor is tracked outside. So this means this operation is happen outside. So for example, like we click the test button, test model. We go inside the test model, and then we click the start button, and it will the sensor will activate it, and we operation outside to trigger the sensor. Then it will show us the information that the test is successful, and then go back to the original model. And the final one is alert and calling. So once the sensor is triggered, the system will quickly alert the phone. It means to remind you that the sensor is triggered. And after the user closes the alarm, the system will promote the user to call the police. This is for helping user. And non-functional requirements. For the non-functional requirements, we cover 2 parts. The first is operational. Operational is covered. The system can be accessed through a smartphone with mobile data and wireless connection, and also the system can get permission for the background processes. And the second part is performance. The system can be accessed with 24 hours per day and 365 days per year. And once the sensor is activated, the time difference between the alarm and the mobile phone is no more than 0.5 seconds. And next is use case diagram. For the use case diagram, we have 5 parts, which is login and register account. It will include the fill-in details and connect with the sensor. This includes activate the working model, and the test simulation, which includes the activate test model, and the final one is alert and calling. And use case model, the first use case is login. For the use case login part, the use case will enable user to log in, and it's started by user, and the basic flow is use case starts when the user clicks the login to the login system, and then the user needs to enter the correct ID and password to log into the system. And after type, the user will click on the login button. And this part we have A1, which is cancel button, and this system will verify the ID and password, which we have the E1, the invalidate account. And after logging, the system will display the main page. So the A1 is once the user presses the cancel button, the login page will be closed. And the E1 invalid account is the system proposes up a promote display user ID or password is incorrect and returns to the login screen. And the rules is only one account is allowed to use per user, and whether the user has not used the system for more than 20 minutes, the system will automatically log out. And this is the sequence diagram. For this sequence diagram, the user first opens system and promote the login info, and the system will promote the login info, and then user enter ID and password and then login. Once he clicks the login, but sometimes he can click the cancel button, which here is A1, and once he clicks the login button, then we goes to the system will send request and then check login info, and then if the login info is the ID and password is incorrect, it will goes to the alarmed error message, and then this is the E1 invalid account. And if the login part is correct, then the system will display the main page. And the class diagram. The class diagram here just a few part of this class diagram. Still, as it's still working on this. So for the user, it has username is string and password is string, and has the add user info, modify user info, and remove user info. And for it control two parts, the login page and register account. The username is string, the password is string, and it has two behavior: get user info and send request. And for the register account, the name is string, age is double, and address is string. And it has two behavior, which is get user info and send user info. And they also read the controller. The controller is receiving receive info and verify info and send results. And I think that's all. Thank you for this listening. Thank you.